Um, Good morning, everyone. It's currently 10:55 a.m. Spanish time. We're going to continue testing some games here today. I don't know. There's a long list of games we can try. In fact, I feel like trying a few GTAs. So let's go with Vice City. And then the next one, San Andreas. Let's get these downloading. Okay. Looks like they queued Vice City, which makes no sense because I don't know. I think it would have been a faster download, but hey, who cares? We're downloading both. I find it kind of weird that I don't have a GTA 3 on Steam. It's kind of awkward. Thought I did. And GTA 4, I think we saw the other day that, we don't have enough technology to run the game. So I think that our limit here would be these two. Now, I know these games, they both run on the iPhone and the iPad. Actually, I remember a long, super long flight from Europe to South America. And yeah, like I remember just kind of like hanging my iPhone in front of me, and I had brought with me a Xbox One S controller, which is very, very similar to the Series controller, save for a button, I think. So yeah, I brought that with me on the flight, and I booted up San Andreas, and my God, I played straight for like, I don't know, 6, 7 hours. It was crazy. It was a long flight. We're talking about Madrid to Buenos Aires, Argentina. So it was like 13 hours or so. It's a pretty long flight. It's a very, very annoying, if you ask me. Now, that's odd. Would it be able to give me 1440p despite Windows running at 1080p? Yeah, I thought so. Made no sense. Like, I'm sure it'll work, but, just made no sense. This one for sure. Whoa, and why is everything crashing today? Like, what's going on here? Oh, worked. Frame limiter? Off, man. Yeah. Draw distance. Let's max that shit out. Yeah, everything looks good here. Oh, man, we have no files. So we're going to have to start a new game. So yeah, like I said, normally these games with controller are like better.
I poked my head out of the gutter for 1 freaking second and fate shovels shit
Games are comfortable
in
to
my
play.
face. Go get some sleep. What are you gonna do?
I'll drop by your office tomorrow and we can start sorting this mess out.
Yeah, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. Just let me go. So here we are, you know, Thomas Bersetti, was he? I think it was Thomas Bersetti. So we're playing the game at, you know, 1080p. Can't I get into the freaking car? Oh, it's F. Oh, I should turn that off. Adios. There we go. Game's super smooth. Look at that, 40, 50. Actually, you know, it's, I don't know, it's running kind of shitty. But come on, this is a PlayStation 2 game. Oh yeah, the FPS limiter thingamajiggy. Yeah, really, it makes no sense. Frame limiter. Yeah, let's hit that on all. Oh, and it drops to 30? Why 30? I want 60, of course. Options. Display setup. Oh, and we even have widescreen option there. Okay, nice. Is it because what we had set up the other day? Are we fixed at 30? No, we're fixed at 60 there. So I'm sure there's a way to set that up, you know, to change that to 60. Because yeah, 30 FPS, of course, it's going to run super nice, but I want 60. This is how we played back in the day, obviously. And at a much lower resolution. That's for sure. That's for sure. I think we used to play this game at like 800 by 600 or so. We were still using CRT monitors back in the day. Yeah. I'm not sure if we already had the, you know, these flat panel LCDs, or we were just starting to get them. Where's my phone? Mamma mia! Ah, there it is. Okay, we're good. F to get out, I imagine. I just wanted to get out. Now, I just like walk into the building. Is this how it goes? Ah, yes. Yeah.
Shit money on the sea freak.
Yeah, let's try to get through the
I haven't got
tutorial.
time for this.
But yeah, it's kind of fucked, you know, that we're not getting 60 FPS here. I'm sure that there may be a settings or a configuration file somewhere that maybe we could, you know, edit to try to get the 60 FPS. Because if we uncap the frame rate, well, it just goes up and down. It makes no sense. The monitor that I'm using here, despite being 4K, is limited to 60 hertz. So really it makes no sense going over 60. Nonetheless, well, this is it. You know, this is GTA Vice City from back in the day. Back in the day, you know, early 2000s, PlayStation 2 and whatnot. It's an old game, but it's a classic. You know, they even have the they did the remaster remake versions. I think it was on Unreal Engine. Haven't played those though. I'm fond of this. You know, I'd rather just enjoy the classic version as a kid. And sometimes I just even boot up the PlayStation 2
How could you not
emulator,
see me,
just play it on
moron?
iPad, which is where actually I started playing this game. Though I did play on PC. I didn't have a PlayStation. You know,
Go get some sleep, he says.
friends do. But yeah, so you know,
Yo, what's up?
this game's running fine. No joke. This game was gonna run anyway. Oh, look, there's a better car. Let's pick it up. It's a good GTA, you know. It came right after GTA 3, which kind of like was the crazy event. I remember because I personally owned for PC. And I kind of do regret selling them back in the day. I sold them for pennies. But anyways, I owned GTA and GTA 2 on disc. I had physical, original and physical versions of those two games. And I remember they had that from above view, like that 2D, 3D-ish art style to it. But oh my god, they killed someone around here? Let's see what happened. Yeah, looks like there was an accident. So what happened here? What happened? Let's check it out. I'm not carrying any weapons, but so I see you two guys are arguing over a dead man, and then we have a Jeep here, another Jeep here. That's the lady that's waiting. Oh, and now they're walking away, and the body has just disappeared. So that means, I don't know. Is the lady gonna move? Oh, so there's nobody driving that car, so it's kind of like bugged. So, yeah, I'd say this game no issues. Let's continue with the next one. Yeah, you can play this on any device now. Vice City can even run on your Apple Watch, you know. Okay, let's go for the next one. This one was also very cool because, like I was saying earlier, GTA 3 was such a jump. Here we go. No. Here we go again. Honestly, guys, it's not running smooth as you may expect here. Thank you for the train. For the train, bitches. They see me riding the choo-choo train. Now it looks like I'm gonna be driving the train, the super choo-choo train. Aren't there like blocked areas. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we gotta back it up. Back it up, back it up. You know that you fucked up. You fucked up. So back it up, back it up, back it up. You know that you fucked up. You didn't make the cut, so you gotta back it up. What happened?
Move, bitch!
Really? Derail?
Raise up, dude!
How'd that happen? That's some fucked up shit, bro. Oh yeah, idiota. Okay, so yeah, this game probably runs pretty well too, you know, considering that you just gotta get rid of the whatever settings. But yeah, another one of those games that you can play no problem. I wonder how the remakes do, but I don't really care. These are really old games. I could even download the PlayStation 2 emulator and try them. So, yeah, Max Payne. Let's try this one. You know. Oh my God, Max Payne. Played this back in the day when I was when I had Windows 98 on a Pentium 3. Pentium 3. Yeah, I think it was a Pentium 3. The Pentium 3 at 1 gigahertz. Let's see. 1080p, 16-bit. Is that all we have? Oh no, here we go. 32-bit. 1080p, that's fine. Honestly, everything should be maxed out for this game. Crazy, you know. Task switching, yes. I remember this. This was such a thing back in the day, you know. Knowing or not knowing if you could actually, you know, like alt tab into like back to Windows and switch into other tasks, because sometimes it would just break the game or cause the game to crash and whatnot. So it was awesome if the game actually gave you that option, right? So, okay, so it seems that we've already played the game. Let's see the frame rate. So this is like maxed out right now for 1080p. And it's running at 40 some FPS. Okay, so it's actually kind of underwhelming, the performance. But then again, well, this is kind of like a weak machine if you think about it. And it is trying to push 1080p. So I'm not really sure what to think here. Like, I was expecting at least 60 FPS for a game, honestly, this old. This is a pretty old game. So yeah, you know, I kind of expected more like 60. So you're gonna get 30. You're gonna get 30 FPS. If we block the frame rate, can we do that here? I'm not sure. No. That can only be done from the save the game. We should get the launcher first. There we go. Maybe it's a bit too high, like this shit here. Let's bring it down to 2. And okay, let's do double buffering. Oh, okay. That's what we mentioned earlier. Fine. I guess hardware. Okay, let's go. Okay, 60, 66, 71. Okay, so yeah, so we toggled a few things there, and look at that. But now
Roscoe Bank ain't exactly keeping low profile.
I'd rather just get what's going on here? Ouch. I need to... How on? 1, 2. There we go. Just wait for that to kick in. Okay, anyway, I was saying that I'd rather just have a locked 60 FPS, so I'm not sure how to get that. I didn't see anything about VSync or anything similar to that. Well, anyways, anything above 60, I'm not going to complain. So there's the train. I think we got to get on it. I'm not sure if it's been enabled or we got to wait. We're good. Good. Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yo!
Yeah. We were just here. They even had little bombs there. We could have exploded. If I'm not mistaken, this is where the bank is.
That's big. That's big. What the hell? Hold it!
Need health. Enough, you know? We've seen enough. This game runs well. Let's get rid of the game. Honestly, I think we've tried them all. So, you know, instead of just running around here in fucking circles, let's get to something interesting. Now here, you're still telling me I only got 44 gigs? Wow. No Man's Sky. Is this gonna run? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Payday 2? I don't know. Portal? Portal for sure. Portal 2? I don't know. Postal for sure. Project Zomboid. Let's download this one. No, this is it's not like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Railroad Tycoon 2 and 3, yeah, that for sure. Red Faction Armageddon. I'm not sure if we actually got this to run. We'd have to check. We'll go download it again for 7.6 gigs. And this is, like I said, this is a 360 game. I think I played this for the first time on my Xbox 360. I think it was. That's going to take a while to download, eh? This one. And it's only 4.5 gigs. Wonder why it takes so long. Oh my god. Yeah, so not really sure why it's taking so long. Really makes no fucking sense. Ah. It makes no fucking sense. Because we're here waiting for the download. Welcome to the waiting game. The waiting game welcomes you. Welcome to the waiting game. The waiting game welcomes you. This is the waiting game. You are watching the waiting game. Thank you for watching the waiting game. You are watching the waiting game. You are watching the waiting game. Welcome to the waiting game. You are watching. You are watching the waiting game. Welcome to the waiting game. You are watching the waiting game. All this downloads. You'll be watching the waiting game. The waiting game. There we go, motherfucker. Downloaded. Probably gonna test in a few more minutes. And then delete. Because I gotta admit, it's not the game for me. It's a whole big bunch of I feel that something's off. The screen is kind of not centered. The text. We'll see how this ends. If the game doesn't crash. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it, Brucey. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. The game may have crashed. I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. The computer may just be lagging. We may just need to reboot the entire machine, maybe? Maybe that's why performance has been shitty? For like the past, I don't know. No, my boy. You're not going to be doing 1080p, my boy. More down 720p, my boy. And if you allow me, I want a windowed version. Bro, take it easy, okay? Like, the music is just a little bit overhyped. Yeah. And now it won't allow me to... Oh. I wonder why this game is doing like so terrible in terms of just like performance and raw moving around the menus. Like, look at that. It's lagging again. What's the issue here? The CPU? CPU's maxed out. There ain't nothing's going on with the GPU there. 1%. It's lagging, you know? There's something going on there. There you go. Just kicked in. Also, try to drop the performance, you know? And the whole music thing, this is just annoying. Come on, where's the audio shit? Music volume. Get rid of that. Jesus Christ. Finally. So, let's go with the tutorial. killing. It's the game. It's killing the CPU. It must be a CPU bound game. It's just killing it. Look at that. It's just killing it. There's nothing we can do. Doesn't matter if we change the resolution or not. I'm not sure if there's anything to adjust. Any mechanic or any setting that can, you know. Just even the RAM. Look at the RAM, man. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at it. Oh my god. Let's just give it a little bit more. It needs RAM. Let's give it a little bit more. There we go. Look at that. 5. Oh my god. Look at that. Just chug away the RAM. 5. Almost 5.5 gigabytes. Let's just give it. Let's give it RAM. Exit that. The game, it hasn't crashed, but it's not running. Like it's okay. So the RAM is found. It's found point of inflection there. So it seems that it only needs 5. Anywhere, you know, 5.5 gigabytes of RAM. CPU wise, it's crazy, you know. Look at that, 80%. It's just hogging the CPU right now. CPU must be crazy, in fact. Let's check it out. Here we go. Look at that go. Look at that go. 2893 right now. Look at that go. Power wise, what's it using? 17 watts. $17 watts total. 84 degrees. 86% memory load. Fans full blast. 6200 RPM. Yeah. So this is like, oh, and it's loading, you know, it's loading. So it's not crashing. It's taking its time, which is interesting. But it's nice that it's not crashing, you know? It's just taking its time to load. Okay, so we're getting... What's that? 20 FPS? Oh. Okay, so it's struggling there, you know, it's struggling to the loop panel. Double. Yeah, no, we don't want an empty jar. We do? Eat the dead rat. That's nasty as f... Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, with what? With cheap tap water? Yeah, so we can confirm that this game works too. It's a nice one. Just gotta bear in mind that it was really using a lot of RAM and CPU. Look at that. It just dropped. Just dropped. Dumped a whole bunch of RAM. This one. What's the next one? Can't remember if we said if it ran or not. We'll see now. We'll see. Oh my god. You know, it's very interesting to be able to test these machines. Yeah. There was a time this machine was my daily driver. And this machine has been with me. This machine has been with me, and it's been all over the world, you know. There was a time I'd carry my MacBook Pro everywhere. And oftentimes I'd even carry a little a little toolkit, a little screwdriver toolkit, because it reached the point where, well, it was always handy to carry something. I also had a neon, like a greenish, yellowish, neon colored plastic hard case, and I'd take it everywhere with me. Took it to Canada, um, on the plane, everywhere. It's been everywhere with me. France, Germany, so many places. But yeah, and it's robust. It's a good machine. I remember this flight. I even spilled coffee on it. And I quickly I quickly cleaned it all up. And thanks to actually having those screwdrivers, I was able to quickly just like remove the back plate and see if anything was going on there. And same thing with the keyboard. I don't know, with the limited space usually on fucking flights, I I laid out the tray in front of me, and I also had the laptop, which, well, despite not being that big of a machine, don't get me wrong, the 2012 13.3 inch MacBook Pro. It's not a big laptop, but it's surely bigger than the ones we have like today, right? But back in the day, actually, I think it was kind of cool. Bezels were acceptable. Like it was the end of this unibody. Like it had reached its peak about at this point. I think the 2012 MacBook Pro was peaking at the 2012. Sorry, sorry. I mean, I believe that the MacBook Pro's unibody was peaking when we reached the 2012 MacBook Pro. Because after that, they started releasing these thinner MacBook Pros, but we were losing ports, and they were also like soldering the RAM and whatnot onto the motherboards so that they could achieve a thinner laptop. Because honestly, this was like, I kind of feel like this generation of MacBooks back in like 2012, 2013, so on, so forth, were the last ones that we actually were able to open them up. And we've already tested this game, guys. We've already tested this game. Let's get rid of it. I was saying, sorry, that the last generation of MacBooks that you can actually open up and just replace parts on your own without really having to worry. I consider it the old school. This is how we used to do things back in the old times. Now everything's just built to be used and non-upgradable, and nobody even thinks about changing RAM or hard drive or anything like that anymore. So I tried booting this one up the other day and it crashed, and I'm gonna try it again. This is such a classic, and I think it should run perfectly fine here on the 2012. So yeah, like that was the final generation. After that, I got myself the 2019 MacBook Pro. That was the computer I immediately purchased after this one, after having this one for 7 years, and was starting my I was starting my master's degree. So it's like I needed a new laptop with, much better battery and whatnot. So yeah, it crashed. Okay, so let's see what AI has to say about this. So, I went for the 2019 MacBook Pro, and it was the shittiest laptop. The shittiest laptop you could get your hands on back in the day. And, I felt scammed at first, and if it wasn't for something that I'll mention in a minute, if it wasn't for how Apple delivered, Wolfenstein or Steam has crashed when I tried to launch. Please find out why and fix. Okay, so picture this: 2019. I need a new laptop. My 2012 is getting old, clanky. Battery barely holds it. It holds a charge, but you're not going to get more than an hour or two. So it's time to finally get a new laptop. I go to Apple, and I see that they have the Intel i5. I think it was like the 13th or the 11th generation. I really can't remember now. It was really bad with the turbo boost technology, and it did have an SSD and whatnot, but 8 gigs of RAM and all that shit. But yeah, so I remember picking that up, that fucking 2019 MacBook Pro. It was pretty bad. Like, besides, well, it did have a nice unibody. It was thin. It didn't weigh that much. The aluminum was nice. The screen was nice. It had, I think it was like around 500 nits of brightness. That was nice too. But the hardware was terrible, and that was October. No, yeah, I think it was, or that was summer 2019, or October 2019 when I started my master's degree, and then they freaking released the M series. So I traded in the 2019 i5 MacBook Pro for the M1, for the 2020 M1 MacBook Air, and I was kind of worried at first because the MacBook Air is fanless. You basically rely on passive cooling. There were some downgrades, like screen brightness dropped from approximately 500 nits on the Pro to 400. Speaker quality dropped as well a little bit, but there's one thing that really improved, and it was the keyboard. Because I'm not sure if anybody remembers, but uh, Apple went through like 4 or 5 generations of the infamous butterfly keyboard, which was terrible, terrible, terrible. And I had that one. I got that one, the fourth or the fifth generation of the butterfly keyboard on the 2019 MacBook Pro, and it was terrible. I actually had the issues where you'd hit a key and it would type like 3 times on screen. So, like, I don't know, the community, somebody developed a little bit of like some software that would detect, yeah, it would detect the rapid succession of a key and would just try to like cancel it out, because that's kind of like what was going on. And Apple, they tried and tried. I think they pushed through 4 generations of the freaking keyboard, and eventually they went back to the scissor keyboard, which is what they have now. So I also felt very scammed with that. I'm like, this computer isn't very powerful. Honestly, guys, the Intel i5 there wasn't powerful at all. The Intel graphics card also wasn't that good. Like, I was upgrading from what you guys are seeing right now, and I already had here 16 gigabytes of RAM and an SSD. Obviously, it wasn't NVMe M.2. It was just a simple SATA 3 SSD, right? But still, I already had that snappiness, because it does reach a point where you don't really feel that much more snappiness. Like, you will feel, or you will benefit the better bus when you're transferring, copying, or pasting or whatever huge chunks of files. That's where you're going to notice that bus kick in, where it's going to be nice and fast. But for, just opening apps and your daily stuff, it's not going to be like, not necessarily picking up a faster, like a 10 times faster SSD. It's going to result in a 10 times faster experience on the computer, right? No, it doesn't work like that. Anyway, so I was kind of like upgrading from this machine, as you guys can see here. And oh wait, it's asking me to launch here path. So thing is that I uploaded to that machine. That machine had many issues. It had the keyboard, which was a huge issue. It had the Intel processor, which was terrible too, because again, it was terrible because it had this turbo boost technology. And what it would do is that usually, okay, so the Intel processor would idle at a like super low frequency, let's say, I don't know, like 2 gigahertz or so, and it was actually quite slow. But as long as basically you did nothing, it would stay at that frequency. And therefore, no, again, it's not launching again, I meant. No, I was saying that unless you did nothing, like that turbo boost wouldn't kick in and whatnot. The turbo boost thing, what happened there is that as soon as you'd open up an application or something, and regardless of how demanding it was, regardless of how demanding the task was, the turbo boost would kick in, right? So that meant on one side that the CPU was going to go up to like from like 2 gigahertz to like 4 gigahertz. Crazy. And it's not working. Still crashing. Check logs. And yeah, and that would cause the fans to start revving up like crazy. So like simple shit like opening Safari, or just like opening a Microsoft Word file or a PDF file, would cause the turbo boost technology to kick in, raising the clocked frequency of the CPU from like 2 to like 4 gigahertz, doubling it in a second. So that would like just start blasting heat like crazy, and that would kick up the fans. So in, I don't know, in a matter of 15 to 20 seconds, maybe, or 30 at most, you'd start hearing the fan noise, which actually was quite annoying. And like the overall feeling there was like, I'm not doing anything, right? Like I just launched Safari and I'm just doing some online banking, and it feels like the computer is struggling, And besides that, also it had this like, I'm not sure if you guys remember the touch bar. It had the touch bar, which was kind of cool, but proved itself useless after time. Like it really didn't do that much. In fact, I grew so tired of it that I kind of appreciated like going back to the function keys, to the real physical function keys that came with the MacBook Air when I picked that up. No, it's still not launching. There's a few windows that pop up, but the game doesn't launch. Yeah, so that was a terrible machine, and I remember paying like I think it was like 1,400 or 1,300 euro. I still had my student account thing, so I still got a bit of a discount there, plus the headphones and whatnot they used to give back in the day. But yeah, like that was crazy. You know, that was such a shitty machine. Only 8 gigabytes of RAM. You know, and only 256 gigabytes of SSD storage, which would fill up like crazy when I already had half a terabyte on the 2012, plus the second hard drive in the second bay since I had removed the DVD drive. So it was like it felt. Let's see here. Maybe we should get rid of this. I don't know, buddy. This ain't working, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass, eh? Nope. So I felt kind of scammed there, and then suddenly next year, that was 2019, right? So suddenly next year, 2020, they release they release the they release the M series, their own CPUs, you know, and in this case, they released the M1, and they released the M1 for the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro, and eventually the Mac Mini, and they started their 5-6 year long transition from Intel processors with x86 architecture. They transitioned to their own proprietary SoCs with ARM technology, you know. So that was a huge leap. There was some concern at the beginning with software, though in hindsight, I gotta say that Apple did a fabulous job. They did a fabulous job, a wonderful job. Um, Honestly, I never encountered a single issue with software, and everything was dealt with and managed like seamless for us users. There were like we were coexisting with universal binary ARM architecture software and x86 64-bit software, and they had given us Rosetta 2 to emulate, to translate code, and that worked terms. But this isn't working, you know? Nothing. But yeah, you know, that was the deal back then. This is a compatibility failure of the original 2002 executable. Such an old game. Come on, buddy. This is 2002. Nobody's nobody's watching today. Saturday morning. I guess people are busy. Better things to do. Oh my god. Macapacka. Hey, 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 hey. They actually got something running here. It's with the mouse, man. Okay, there we go. They actually got something running here. It's incredible. Artificial intelligence is just getting so out of hand right now. Like so out of hand. It's crazy. It's just it's crazy, you know? Like there's no excuse now. There's just literally no excuse to anything now. You can have no excuse to not doing anything. No. Just give me what I want. It's incredible. I think it's honestly incredible. My God, it's like back to the year 2000, you know? And you know what? We're gonna go full screen with this one. I want the full experience here. And I think we're gonna go 1080p. Like this is like a 2000 game. So system graphics. Okay. So do they have 1080p here? Yeah, they do. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, sure. Everything applies here. Oh, oh yeah, and we need this too. No, nada. Can't be crashing. Oh, but that's not it. Hold up, hold up. That's not it. It's this. Yeah. Oh. It's gotta be like some freaking Wolfenstein. This is what? This is Steam? Okay, so that means here. 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 And there.
Компенсатор gesucht.